Okay.
Hammer time.
Hammer time. So, since we're through your COVID stuff.
Oh, yeah, we're done with COVID.
I mean, we literally learned today that the Red Cross came out and said that if you had the antibodies, you don't anymore because we just killed them with the vaccine.
Right.
Well, they didn't kill them.
I want to say one more thing that's in my head before we get out. We were talking about lizard people, and they were saying about him being a lizard person. I listened to Tinfoil Hat this week. He had a person on there, a guy, I forget his name already. But he was talking about how the one was the one that died. Princess Diana.
Mm-hmm.
The one they
killed
her.
her.
They killed her. But the reason they killed her wasn't because of all the other stories. It's because she wrote in her diary what they look like when they shapeshift from lizards.
Nice.
It was insane. That was a great episode. So
Probably true.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Probably true.
But go ahead. I apologize for. I had to get it out of my head. I would just stayed in my head the whole time we were talking about other things.
All right.
They called it Box O Cox. O and A. They would call it Box O Cox. That was the name of the skit, the bit.
All right.
Brad's done. He's done with
So
it.
another funny thing that, well, not funny, I guess, if you're like a freedom person. So Jen Psaki, I think that's how she says her name.
Psaki, yeah.
Psaki.
I always thought she was Asian.
Yeah. I mean, when you do
Because I
that
like
to your
Saki.
name.
I like Saki.
So I was watching her the other day, and she was talking about
Guess that's Japanese.
stopping. It's still Asian.
Yeah.
Misinformation.
Misinfo.
And she said, we're working with Facebook to show them what is misinformation and what needs to be blocked. So I'm sitting here going like, so when I went in the military, like you put your, held your right hand up, you swore allegiance to the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and like you swore to uphold the Constitution. And then I hear this woman say, well, we're working with a private company to block free speech. We're telling them what to block, is what she said.
Right. No, that was, remember that goes back to that Tinfoil Hat episode where they had the guy that was running, he ran for senator in Massachusetts. He was saying
he was the inventor of the internet.
Email.
Or the email.
Or was it email?
It
Something
was
like
email.
that. Email.
Yeah,
But he was basically saying the reason his lawsuits are working is because he's not suing Facebook.
He's suing the government for working
with Facebook. So it's coming now. The story's changing. So they're just.
I mean, I just can't get over the fact that they would literally stand there during a press conference and say that we're working with them to halt free speech is what they're doing.
Yeah, that's basically what they said.
Which means you're in violation of the Constitution, which means you're like a dictatorship at this point. Like, we no longer live in what you think America is.
No, that means we can't put this up on YouTube.
And like what's funny, like you say, well, they would never really block anybody. They literally blocked the president of the United States of America.
Yeah, the president,
the leader of the United States of America.
Yes.
And now when I hear them say we're in direct communications with them, that tells me that's how they got him blocked. You can't let the president be out there. You can't let the former... I mean, they don't even call him the former president. Like, like when Obama comes on, people are like, this is President Obama.
Right.
Like, they're just like, Trump.
Yeah.
Freaking, I hope he does come back. Honestly, here's the thing. Like, I know we don't live in free America anymore. So, like, if there's going to be, like, some crazy dictatorship, I hope that pendulum swings, Trump comes back, and we literally smash lock them up in gulag, Democrat, every single one of them.
Brad's wishing for Nazi Germany to basically come to the United States.
I mean, like, if we're going to live in this, I would rather live on that side of it.
Yeah. Well, at this point, because they're just slowly. It's like we're frogs. That stupid analogy. Boiling in water.
That's the Overton window where they move it real far. You yell, they bring it back, but they don't bring it back to where it was before. They bring it back slightly
off the left.
Yeah.
And then
now we're just way out there. I mean, dudes can pee in girls' bathrooms now. And
since you're bringing that up, let's talk about the Blaze there. That they had that article
about the transgender couple.
The transgender couple. Listen, if you want to be a guy, if you're a guy and you want to be a woman and whatever, you go
have at it.
Live it up.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah,
but this group of people, these two things, are married. Okay,
it's okay. You can call them things because they don't take.
No, they don't take gender.
They don't take a gender.
No, I'm not being mean.
But like, can I explain this? Because I want office.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain this to you rational people out there. So the dude in the relationship is actually the woman. So the dude is the wife.
Wait, what?
And the wife and the dude. Hold on. The dude in the relationship is actually the girl. She thinks she's a dude.
Okay.
And the girl in the relationship is now the dude.
No.
The girl in the relation, the real female.
Can I say something real quick before you get going? He's not doing this.
No, I'm not.
He's not. He's struggling, and I'm looking at him, and he's getting frustrated.
Okay, so the husband
has a vagina
in the relationship is actually the woman.
Genetically.
Yeah. Biologically, proven science. Proven science. So now you threw me off. So the husband is the woman. The wife is the man.
Right. Yes.
So they wanted to have a baby. Now we know genetically men can't carry women. We do not have the ability
men can't carry babies.
Right. So the husband, who's really the woman, carried the baby.
Right, because that's the way it's
because that's the only way you can carry a baby as a female.
Yes.
They give birth. Now she quits being the woman again. I like how they can just like, I don't want to be a woman. I'm going to be a dude. But if you want me to carry a baby, I'll carry the baby. I'll be the woman for a little bit. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So now they're at home. And the article quotes the woman of the relationship, the girl, who's really the man.
Yes.
That they, because they won't assign a gender to the baby, latches onto my nipples. But I'm not lactating yet. But don't worry, because we're supplementing with formula. First off, you're not supplementing anything. You're keeping that child alive by giving them formula.
Yes.
I don't know what mental illness you have in your head that thinks you're going to start lactating. I don't know if you watched, Meet the Fockers, where Robert De Niro's like, so you could milk me, Focker? Because I got nipples. And no, you can't. There's only one thing, a woman, that creates milk to sustain life. It just boggles my mind.
There's going to be some goofy study that someone idiot's going to tell you, like, it is known if you suckle a nipple, a man's nipple, that they will produce somewhat of milk. But it's not enough to sustain life.
Here's the thing, though.
It's
like, we both have children.
Yes.
And, like, when I was holding my baby, like, when they were hungry, they would start to root into my chest.
Right. And you immediately
and I would be like, hey, it's time to take the baby. It's hungry.
It's not my job.
It's not my job.
I'll be like, well, let me try it to see if I start lactating today. And if you're not home, I just supplement it with formula.
I keep it alive. We'll call it supplementing. Good, actually.
So devil's advocate.
All right, here we go.
Because men can lactate.
Yes, there's
okay.
I've heard this study.
All right, but here's the thing. They pump so many hormones in that person that eventually it might actually blow some milk out.
It's not going to be enough to...
I'm not saying... Listen, I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying they're going to jack this thing up to the point where it's going to shoot milk.
But we don't know what that dude produces because we know that the woman never changed her woman parts. Who's the man of the relationship? Because she carried the baby.
Right, she didn't get rid of her.
So we don't know if they're on hormone therapy.
So he may not have done that.
Yeah, but you're arguing semantics. This is the problem. Like, I'm not saying you're the problem. I'm just saying...
Well, I didn't do it.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you want to be a woman and you're a man, I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
Do it. I don't care. But how come, like, I've heard so many stories of this family and then The husband and wife got caught smoking weed. They took the kid away.
Yeah.
This person is suckling a baby.
A dude.
That's right.
No, it's suckling on a dude.
A guy.
And in law, that dude should be thrown in prison.
Well, it's creepy.
For pedophilia.
Yes, it's creepy.
Because he's a dude.
Yes. I have no word. Like when I was.
Yeah, you can't even talk. Dude.
I had
it's disgusting.
It made me so mad because it's child. I thought I had stories. It's like, oh, hey, me and my doctor have a lot of things. Like if I don't go to psychiatrist, but I probably should.
Yeah,
I probably should.
Yeah, no, we shouldn't. That's how we became the greatest country on earth. We didn't go to psych,
right?
Dude.
But it's like
we just dealt with it.
Yes, well,
we built things and smashed. Things.
Like what men do, you swallow it down until you die of cancer in your stomach.
Yeah.
And if you're a real
with
man,
14 pounds of undigested meat in there.
Listen, if you're a real man, you die of testicular cancer young because you pushed it so far down that you die. But
Jesus
Christ. But what I'm saying, it's just so aggravating. How is any rational human being think this is a good thing?
Listen, when we follow this out to their logical conclusion, the people running around going, "Love is love, love is love, love is love." I'll
be honest.
That's fine.
I'm probably different from you a little bit. If these two whack jobs want to have a kid and raise it,
yeah, I don't care.
I don't care as long as they're not acting like whack jobs,
right?
Like I have no problem with two men being together. I have no problem with two women being together, raising kids, as long as they just raise the kid. Like we said before about like the gay pride parade. It's not young professional gay men and gay women
holding hands walking through
with their kids.
Right. It's dudes dressed up in like dildo bot with like their butts hanging out, dressed as a dildo. Parade.
I know lesbians. I know gay men. I've met them and they're fine. Like they're normal.
They're fine.
I know what you mean.
They have family and they they take them to school.
Listen, and I deal with people every day. The two gay dudes probably raise kids better than they do.
Right. Yes. Oh,
but
for sure.
If I walked into a house and saw the baby suckling on the dude, I'd be like, I gotta call CYS, bro. Like something's not right here.
Yes, that's weird.
Yeah.
And that's putting it lightly.
Now imagine that kid when they grow up.
It's gonna be all
the dude who's the mom is gonna be like, I breastfed her or him until they were like 3 years old. And their friends are gonna be like, weirdo.
Well, and everybody around them's like, yes, that's very interesting. I'm so proud of you. You're so strong.
Yeah, you're so brave.
So stunning.
So brave.
I'm speechless. It's just mind-boggling.
I know.
And I'm considered, me and you, and Ashley even, I think Ashley's on our side on this one even. We're nut jobs.
Because I like guns. They've said on like The View, they were like, if you think you need to have a gun, you have a mental health issue. No, I don't lay around and let my daughter suck on my tit thinking I'm going to start lactating. That's freaking mental health.
That is mental illness.
Yes.
That is 100% mental sickness.
Right. Because you think you're something you're not.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's, if you want to get all philosophical and be like, it's the way they feel.
Okay.
But at this point, they're putting someone else through their mental
their mental harm.
Yes.
Right.
So,
like I don't make my daughter go out and shoot my guns.
No.
You're going to shoot them.
Yeah.
You're going to become a killer.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that. If you don't want to shoot them, you don't have to shoot them.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, I'm going to protect you if someone comes to the door.
Well, if you keep them going down the slippery slope, it's going to do the point where it's like, well,
why can't I love a 4-year-old?
Well, that's already happening. That's already happening. But it's going to be like, well, my dad only shows his love by punching me in the face, and that's how we love each other. Well, what if I start saying that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's no different.
Well, what if I walk around and say, I'm the boss. I feel like I should be the boss. So I'm the boss. Oh, you think you're going to tell me what to do at my job? No. I feel like I'm in charge.
Or anything. Just like I feel like I'm the president today.
Yeah. I feel like we should be allowed to drive 80 miles an hour. That doesn't mean you can't.
Like your feelings do not, like my whole life and your whole life and most of Asher's life, because she's younger than us, we've been told your feelings do not matter.
Right.
Because it doesn't. That's not reality.
In the grand scheme of things, you're right.
I mean, your family should care about your feelings.
Yes.
I'm not saying that.
Like, if my kids are crying, I'm going to give them a hug.
Yes.
And, like, fix their boo-boo.
No,
I'm not.
But when it comes to logical and thought, when it comes to the way the world works,
right.
your feelings don't matter.
Right.
This is the way it has to be for society to operate.
I'm going to tell you how bad off we are. So, my buddy is an E9, a Master Gunnery Sergeant in the United States Marine Corps, right? We were in the Marine Corps together. He stayed in, I got out. So, he's telling me that a private shows up one day, okay? And he goes, the private knocks on the door and says, Master Guns, I have something, I have an issue. Can we talk? And they're like, okay. Now, when I was in,
hey, that's like talking to my dad.
yeah,
You'd be like,
no,
hey,
when I was in, like, you avoided E6s and above like the plague.
Yeah. No,
Like, you would literally treat them like COVID.
yeah, you don't want to be around the boss.
Right. You get away from it.
That's like cops. You don't want to hang around cops.
So, he goes, the kid goes, sir, like, there's too many staff NCO parking spots, and we have to park too far away. And it's really bad when it rains. Now,
You want to go to war. We're going to send these
this
people
is
to war.
the United States Marine Corps, dude.
The Marines.
The baddest fighting force on the face of the earth.
Allegedly.
Okay?
I heard they eat crayons.
We do eat crayons. So, he goes, okay, Private, is there anything else? And the dude reaches into his pocket and pulls a notebook out for other things that he wants to complain about. That's our military, dude.
That ruined that guy's morning.
That's our military. No, because you can't do anything to that dude.
I'm talking about your body.
Oh my gosh. I'm thinking to myself, so we're supposed to throw these dudes into war and ask them to kill our enemies when they're upset that they have to walk too far in the rain.
Well, someone told me that, I thought this is where you're going, that like in the, I don't know if it's in the Marines, I wouldn't hope they're going to, but like you can hold a card up when it gets too strong.
Now listen, now hold on, before you get into this.
I'm not making fun of this.
No, I know. And I've heard this, like, I honestly think that this is a, what's the dude who's supposed to die? Not Gandhi. Was it Gandhi that's supposed to die?
Oh, Mandela
The
effect?
Mandela effect.
Okay.
I really think this is the Mandela.
Oh,
no.
okay.
Well,
because I don't think this is real.
I don't think
in any brain.
I can't imagine it being real.
hold on.
Hey, the non-military person's gonna tell you all about it.
No, I'm not going to tell you about it. Convoy's dad was in the military.
Okay.
And he has a story about it.
40 years ago.
I can't talk about. I don't want to speak out of turn.
Say it.
Well, I'm not.
Why would you bring it up and not you can talk about it? Judas Priest. You don't
Apparently,
say names.
he was yelling at one of the privates, and they
Private? You mean like the spaceship they just shot up?
like a wiener,
Like
a Johnson.
Like a Johnson.
If I
Johnson,
had
look at
that
this.
much money,
Oh my
If
lord,
I
that
had
looks
to-
like a wiener.
listen. If you had that money, you're going to space as a big to everybody. You too would shape it like a dick.
Oh, I probably would.
I absolutely would shape it like a dick.
Yeah, quit saying
That-
dick.
Why?
Okay, now tell
Wait a
the story from here.
Okay, the story was he was, being a drill sergeant, yelling at them, and they were like, "No, hold up his card. You can't yell at me." So he drop kicked him or something.
No, get out of here.
That's what I heard.
I've heard stories recently that I don't know what branch it was, but you
I've
can
heard
hold a card
that.
up if it's getting too stressful or
Yeah,
something.
I've heard that too, and honestly, my uncle, who was a sergeant major in the Marine Corps, brought it up when we had breakfast the other day.
But think
So
about it.
he said he heard the same thing.
Well, homeboy just wrote a notebook list. Could you imagine walking up to your superior with a
You
notebook
don't look
list
at those
of, like,
people.
No, I do that now,
at work?
but I'm
Not a
protected by a union, and I do what I want.
But
So-
you're 18
but
years
in
old.
the military, I would never.
You've just been brainwashed to kill people.
Yeah,
You're gonna walk up with a sad sack list. I get my head wet when I walk into
Yeah.
the thing. But what's he gonna do when we're fighting Russia and they're cutting people's throats and be like, "Hold up, my neck's getting sore."
feel sad. Feel sad. All this stuff
These
is really
guys are-
depressing, and I just need a minute.
Yeah, this is getting bad. As they're like wrestling bears, and he's whining about rain dripping.
Well, we went over like the recruitment commercials a couple
yes.
weeks ago.
That's just-
So we know that we're in rough shape, dude.
Yes.
And even it's gotten into our fighting force now. But honestly, I'll tell you, when I was in, I saw the change. So I got out 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So I remember when I first got in, me and a sergeant didn't get along. We literally went into like the back of a rig, you know, and closed the door, and we just wailed on each other for like 10 minutes. Literally punched each other in the face.
Was it in the back of a concrete machine, and you guys made concrete like in Karate Kid? The new Karate Kid?
Oh. Now, so by the time I got out, I can remember we were playing softball. We were getting ready to play a game of softball. So it was going to be corporals and below were playing staff NCOs and up. And sergeants and below. So I was a senior corporal. So, like, we go out on the field and we build, like, this 15-run lead on, like, the old head.
Oh, they're like 60-year-old men.
Yeah, I mean, it was staff NCOs and officers. So we were pounding the crap out of them. So, but the rule was everybody had to play. So here come like the sixth. Yeah, everybody got a trophy. So here come like the sixth inning, and I'm like, all right, you go to shortstop, you go to second base, you go to first base, you go to left. You know, I point them out in the field. And I look out there, and there's a dude standing on second base, on the base. Not where the second baseman plays, but literally standing on the base.
No.
So I run out, and I'm like, hey, dude, what are you doing?
You should have punched him in the face.
And he's like, what do you mean? You told me to come to second base. And I'm like, have you ever played baseball? No.
Do you even know what
I
it is?
said, okay, like maybe you didn't play. Like,
Yeah.
not everybody plays baseball. I'm like, have you ever watched baseball? No.
I should have told you that.
I said, what the heck? Like, this is a 19-year-old kid
Mm-hmm.
in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Soccer.
what did you do growing up? He's like, I played video games and like got on my computer.
No.
And I'm like, oh crap, we're screwed.
Dude, I played video games. I did not play baseball, and I still know where I would stand.
Yeah,
in
but
second.
you grew. I mean, like, yes, I know, I get it. Like, but like, and you say soccer. We had a Jamaican dude that played soccer. Like, he was from Jamaica, and he was trying to earn citizenship by joining the military.
Yeah.
That dude was magic on the soccer field.
Oh, yeah.
He could stand on the ball, like as he was dribbling the ball up the pitch, like that one, up the pitch. And he would like step on the ball and do a complete 360 spin and like pass the ball to another dude. And it like hit you in the side of the face because you were like, whoa, where did that come from?
It's like when you're playing basketball, you're like, the guy like looks behind his back,
Yeah,
hits you right in the eye. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, then you can't see for like
Yeah,
20 minutes because
right.
your eye was open because you're so stupid and didn't see it coming.
But anyway, all right. So we know that our military's screwed.
No, everything's screwed.
Yeah. But I did want to just, before we get into like our feel-good stories of the evening, I know you have like 14 pages because I was on vacation.
Yeah, well,
I decompressed, dude. I literally sat on the beach for 5 or 6 hours a day and just drank whiskey.
Well, that's good.
I didn't get on my phone. Anyway.
Oh, I have text.
I mean, I had texted you guys, but like I didn't. Like, I would get out in the morning by myself and scroll through like news. But then after that, like I was done for the day.
You know what the best thing was, though? When you were gone, Justin didn't bug me half as much as he does when you're in town.
Well, we weren't going to do a show.
Well, now that we have partners, I won't be able to like call you, talk to you every day.
Oh, your job.
Driving around. Yeah. So anyway,
we used to do 3-4 episodes a week just on the phone.
I know.
That's where this came from.
Mm-hmm.
Talking on the phone, like we might as well just do this.
I might as well record it, right?
Yeah, no one else is
doing
going to
it
listen
anyway.
to it anyway.
So the one thing I wanted to talk about was the election fraud. So we know some stuff's coming out of Arizona. We know, like, I didn't look at any of the other states because I know Georgia's going through some stuff now. Pennsylvania's like decertifying voting machines and stuff as we speak.
Yeah, essentially it said that it was a fraud.
Yeah. So, and now here's the thing: they didn't come out and officially say anything, but here's some of the questions that they have that they can't get answers to because Maricopa County will not turn over the information. So, one of the things was they found 47,000 mail-in ballots that have no chain of custody.
Right.
So they don't know, there's no showing that they were sent out, right? So like all the other mail-in ballots that they have showed who they were sent to, when they were sent, all that stuff. These 47,000 have no account. Now, the guy was like, look, maybe it's sitting in someone's desk, but no one will cooperate with it.
Right.
That was one of the things. 10,000 plus not on the voter roll on November 3rd on the voting day. So their name wasn't on the list to be able to vote. But those names showed up in December on the list. Yeah. So in November, when you voted, the names weren't on the list. Right. So like you would have went down to the voting thing and said, hey, I'm going to vote today. And they're like, your name's not on the list. But somehow magically, those people ended a month later were on the list. After as voted. So they said, we don't know if these are fraudulent. We just need more information, which they're refusing to give.
Well, yeah.
So, like, my question was, like, I was listening to Glenn Beck, and he's like, look, there's nothing in the Constitution. He's our president. Biden's our president. You can't get rid of him. He's our president.
No, you can't.
So my question is, at what point do we say, okay, so you can cheat and win and become the president? And, like, at what point do you say, so we have an illegitimate government? We're not paying taxes. We're not listening to your stupid rules. We're not, like, you want to send a health inspector in here to look at my restaurant? No, get out. I'm not listening to you.
Right.
Well, I don't know if you're a health inspector. How do we know that somebody just dropped 50 ballots in there and said you were? We don't know anymore.
You don't even probably vote for health.
It's fraud.
Yeah. Well,
which I'm guessing, speaking to an attorney, he or she would tell you all contracts are null and void if fraud's involved.
For sure.
So how do you become president if you're a fraudulent president with fraudulent votes? Even if the Constitution doesn't say. That's how much they trusted us, dude. They thought that there was no way they would ever cheat in the United States election and just make up fraudulent votes.
Well, they did. They've been doing. I personally think, in our lifetime, we haven't seen a real election
since Reagan.
Since
Reagan.
That's basically our
yeah,
lifetime.
I think because Reagan won like 48 of 40 or 49 of 50 states.
Maybe they just rigged it that bad. But I wouldn't know. We were how young.
But like I always said, isn't it weird? So when Bush won, that was the first election I could vote in after Clinton. Bush won the second Bush.
Yeah.
So Bush won.
W.
Right. But if you go back and look, who did he run against? You know who
John
for the
Kerry?
Republican? For the Republican.
Oh,
He ran against McCain.
McCain
was winning in all the polls. All of a sudden, McCain's like, I'm losing. I'm going to step down.
Well, you know when that changed?
But who got the run after him?
Okay.
So I think it's almost like the party goes, look, this isn't your time. Step down.
Well, that's this.
Same thing with Clinton and Obama.
Well, and the same thing with Bernie Sanders versus Hillary Clinton, because Bernie Sanders
never gonna get a chance.
Listen,
Nah,
listen. He's too
radical.
Well, I don't care. I don't like him, but
I like him. At least he's honest.
Yeah,
he tells you exactly where he's coming from.
Yeah,
I don't agree with his politics, but he's telling you he's a socialist.
He's telling you what he is.
But he had everybody my age and below at that time hyped up. Everyone was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go vote. And then they went, and out of nowhere, suddenly it was, no, we're going to go. They had an agenda. They wanted a woman in there. And they wanted to push whatever they wanted to push. They pushed a woman for an agenda. Bro.
Here's the thing.
Worst one you could push.
It's not pushing her for an agenda. She was a Clinton. She probably just said, I'm going to kill you if you don't let me be the nominee.
Oh, I mean, yeah, there was that too.
Yeah. Or we'll cut your money flow. We're the Clintons. Because they control everything.
Haiti and all.
But if you looked at Bernie and Clinton, all the states that had paper ballots, Bernie Sanders won.
Yes.
All of the states that had electronic voting machines, Hillary Clinton won. And it was like 60-40. So like in all the paper ballot states, Bernie Sanders won 60-40. Quit hitting the Nazi bell, dude. He ain't Nazi.
Well, he's eating the green room snacks.
And anybody who was, or the electronic voting machines, she won 60-40.
What was crazy is he still was going to win, even though they did that. And they basically just stole.
I think they just went to him and said, look, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And he went, you know what? I'm a multimillionaire. I have 3 houses. Even though I claim to be a socialist, I'll bow down and I'll tell my supporters to support you. And you'll give me some cushy job down there in D.C. and I'll keep getting my $200,000 a year.
Yeah, he'll get to be portrayed on SNL like a genius. And
I mean, here's the deal. We no longer live in a free country. You're a slave. It's rigged for you to be a slave. And it's not going to change until we have another freaking 1776, dude. That's it. Not a January 6th. A 1776.
Well, thank God I put all the stuff on Instagram. Because if the stuff Brad texts me, if I just copied and paste, we would never get a damn post on Instagram. I have to soften it up pretty good to get it on there.
You do a good job.
Well, dude, because I get fired up.
Oh, I know. I feel it.
Just like the other day when we were eating, and I was like, dude, when they come to my house, I'm gonna tell them straight up. And you know what? I'm gonna tell them, you may as well tell the government that you may as well drone me, because if you put up a fight with me, like I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight back. I will not go down kicking, or not. I won't go laying down.
You're not gonna go silent.
You may as well drop a drone on me in the middle of the night and call it a gas leak, even though I have all electric. So if my house blows up, I don't have any gas in my house.
No.
None.
Brad had this weird propane heater for some
Even
reason.
my propane's outside. For my friggin' gas grill. Not enough to blow my house out.
Well,
but it's real close.
It was just weather war. You saw that freaking thing I sent you about Dubai. Was it Abu Dhabi or?
Well, I've heard
where they were making their own rain.
They made it. I've been hearing stories about that for years. They've been making it rain there probably once a month for like probably 4 or 5
years. By using
years.
drones.
Well, I don't know about the drones, but they've been making it rain there. Not like this is showing like
how they do it.
Well, also it's showing like it's raining torrential. It's not just like I think what they were doing before was making it rain.
Mm-hmm.
Just rain. Not, like your everyday.
Like a drizzle.
Like a drizzle, like all day rain where it's good for the ground and everything grows. This is like monsoon rain.
Yeah.
Like you can't even drive on the road rain. This is what I read in the article.
Yeah.
And that's, well, you make fun of, you guys can make fun of Alex Jones or make fun of
Steve Quayle talking about weather wars.
Yes, and Jesse Ventura, like he's a nut job. But these guys, like on Jesse Ventura's show, he had Alex Jones on, and they talked about HAARP for like an hour and a half. The HAARP project, and that was weather control.
Yeah.
And that was controlling rain.
I'm going to tell you right now, 2 major things in my lifetime that I remember watching on the news that like opened my eyes. One was early in the Afghan war when we went into Afghanistan, and I remember on the news, I was watching the news. And a Marine captain was like, yeah, we're here to secure the poppy fields.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, wait, poppy fields? Like, that's what they make drugs out of.
Right.
And see, the Taliban killed all that stuff when they went in there. They didn't let them dudes do drugs and stuff.
No, because it was against their religion.
Right. And the second one was, I think, 2010 when the Olympics were in Beijing. I think it was 2010, right around 2010. With the Beijing Olympics, whatever they were.
Yeah.
I remember I was watching the news, and they were talking about the opening ceremonies. And they were saying it's supposed to rain in Beijing the entire time, every day during the Olympics. And it said the Chinese government is shooting cannons with silver dioxide into the clouds to try to break them up. And I'm like, that's craziness. But hey, that's what Alex Jones has been telling us for 2 years now.
They've been putting barium, sodium, what you just said, say it again, oxide.
Silver dioxide.
And aluminum in the clouds.
Yeah. and controlling the weather.
Yes.
So when you see these crazy things like there's not supposed to be any rain for the next like 20 days over the Midwest where all of our crops are growing.
Right.
Are we being attacked? Like that's the things that like people you should be asking yourself.
Yeah. Is it an attack?
Is it
our own government doing it on purpose?
To starve us out?
To starve us out, to keep us
so that we'll go to COVID camps?
COVID camps, or are they working
if
together?
If you get the shot, you can have this bag of wheat.
Or are they working together with the CCP?
Well, we know they're working with the CCP. I mean...
Yeah, wow.
All right. You know what?
How far are we in, Ashley? Go ahead and yell it out.
Hour and 38.
Oh, well, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I think it's time to wrap it up with some fun stuff.
Yeah, no, we've been...
So I have 2 fun things.
So you do your fun stuff first.
You sure?
You want me to do mine? Well, yours is more fun. The last was really fun.
Yeah.
Well, you already talked about it a couple times.
Right. Well, no. I have 2 funny things.
Okay. Let me
we'll do... Yeah, go
we'll vote. We got to vote on this anyway, so we're going to have an open discussion right now. I got 4.
That was the count, dude, from 7.
Oh, yeah. We got 3. 4. I got 4 heroes of the week here in my notes.
Oh, yeah. Let's do the heroes of the week, dude.
Heroes of the week. Now, these are all honorable
We
mentions.
need you to join in, too.
Well, I was going to be off.
But these are all honorable mentions for now. We got Rob Schneider, okay, which I have a strong vote in for.
I like Deuce Bigelow, Mel Gigolo, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. That time where he ties that lady's hair because she has no.
It comes like 2 extra away from the soup. That's funny. Listen, I'm not a giant. Like I've never been like a giant Rob Schneider fan. Like if you ask me like what's your favorite movie, I'm not gonna yell at a Rob Schneider movie. But
right,
thank God,
he's a funny dude. Yeah.
Eric Clapton again. Now this is his second time. Because of his...
we talked about his
You got Conor McGregor, DeAndre Hopkins, and I'm just threw this in before the show because we were talking about it. The whole country of France. You know what I'm saying?
I know. So, okay.
Let's talk about each one individually.
Let's not even vote. Let's just make them all
combined heroes.
Okay, well, Rob Schneider... Basically,
let's not start with Rob Schneider because he's the coolest one.
Okay,
let's start with McGregor because he kind of pissed us off and we talked about him a little bit.
Yeah, McGregor is a little weak anyway. He came out early on in the pandemic and said, you know, the governments are telling us what to do. Stay inside. Okay, that pissed me off. But he went along with it.
He took a step backwards and his leg folded in half.
That was a good fight. We watched it last week. But he came out, I think he put a tweet out this week, basically saying that at the beginning he was scared because, like you said early on, that I saw the people dying in China. He's like, I was
falling over in the street.
So I listened to them. He's like, but now I'm coming up to the point now that I think that I've been lied to. So he has the balls to at least say he's been lied to, and this is, I don't think it's going what I think they said.
Right.
Okay, now DeAndre Hopkins just came out and said that he don't know, since they changed the rules, it may affect his team, which is a solid move because they says he refuses to get the vaccine.
So that's 2 NFL players now.
That's the
dude from Buffalo,
and then DeAndre Hopkins is a huge one.
Yeah, he's a big time star.
Right. And now he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated last year with a stupid mask on.
Now my question is, since this is a medical procedure, and you're refusing a forced medical procedure, would he still get his contract?
He should get his contract.
Yeah. Because, they're telling you, you're taking this or else, which a few weeks ago, we talked about the, remember when you read the, you read them.
I don't
Geneva.
Nuremberg Code.
Yeah.
But you can't be coerced. Well,
they're saying now that
coerced into doing something.
Well, now they're saying that don't count for.
Well, coercion is do this or you don't do this.
They're saying that the Nuremberg Code don't count for this because it's I can't remember what they said.
Yeah, maybe if we just murder some Jews, maybe then. Well, I mean the Jew numbers are going up, so, and I can say that because I'm part Jewish. Did you know that? We're part Jewish? Yeah.
Oh, great. I get my pass.
Yeah.
But he basically
When did you find this out?
Last summer.
Oh, well, okay.
Our great-great-grandmother
Wow.
left Germany in the 30s.
There was a good joke from.
Oh, yeah, you did.
There was a great joke.
No jokes about Jews. Come on, dude.
It's a good joke. It's not a bad joke. It was David Spade. He said, he said, I don't know if I want to be a Jew. And he's like, I was talking to this rabbi, and he's like, was your mother Jewish? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, you're a Jew.
Yeah. So.
Give it to the mom.
Yeah, that's where how does that happen? So only the woman of the side gets to be the Jew.
Well, I didn't
you
want
don't pass it on.
The dirty version's like, was your mother's vagina Jewish?
Yeah, I know. So so when I learned that I guess it would be my great grandmother fled Germany in the 30s, come over here, married, and then it was my grandfather's side of the family. So so we used to do community theater, and we would do Christmas Carol every year.
Oh, here we go.
And the one lady she was a Jew, she was Jewish, and she brought stuff to show like the kids that were acting like part of the culture. It was really cool. Like she brought some things. So like I was all excited when I got back. I'm like,
he's sitting with the kids like
I get to tell
Adam
her
Sandler.
I'm Jewish too. So she's like, oh, was it your grandfather or grandmother's side? I'm like, oh, it's my grandfather's side. Oh, no, you ain't Jewish. I'm like, whoa, wait up, hold on,
Oh,
lady.
she's gatekeeping for Judaism.
Yeah, it is the way it works.
No,
it doesn't matter if blood's...
Was your mother's vagina Jewish?
Listen,
No.
if you're...
It's not.
Hey, if your great-grandfather's black, are you part black? Or do you breed that out of people?
Brad, it's religion. It's not... It's not biological. I'm sorry. You lost the Jew gene. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I had to tell you the joke to ruin your night.
No. Okay, so anyway. So who we on now? We went
to
DeAndre Hopkins, then we went to Jews.
Eric Clapton.
Clapton?
Now, he basically had Blaze put out a tweet that he put out. It said that he will not perform in any venues that will not allow non-vaccinated people to attend.
Yeah, and what else was part of that? I will not play at a place that discriminates.
Discriminates against people.
Right. That's the part where these dudes don't understand. Like, if I treat a Jew as a vaccinated person...
Let's get off the Jews.
Yeah, that's what I
heard, too. If I treated them like they treat us, like the unvaccinated, they'd be like, how dare you? But, so yeah, Eric Clapton.
And then there's Rob Schneider.
Schneider.
Okay, pull that tweet up so we can read it. You can read it.
I don't want to
I remember seeing, because it was last week, wasn't it?
Yes.
Or 2 weeks ago or something. I remember seeing it.
He basically came out. Read the tweet. Slide it over and read the tweets for me.
Or I'll
give it to me.
Give me a second.
Well, I was looking on my Instagram.
Let me read it.
I can't find it. They buried it.
Oh,
they buried it
he can't read.
I can't read.
Well, yeah. Let somebody with the...
All right, so Schneider.
There's two different... Oh, Jesus, here we go. This is why we can't have nice things.
I do like his mustache.
That's the yeah.
He said, just say no and keep saying no. Over half the U.S. population is continuing to say no to this unapproved experimental gene therapy. My body, my choice. Which I've been saying forever.
Yeah.
Is there another one?
Another one.
Oh! Our government has... So that was the one. And our second one that he posted was, our government has told us they plan on going to our front door with this. All caps. They have lied. Had a 2-year fear campaign and lockdown. Destroyed middle-class household incomes. Bankrupted untold thousands of businesses. And are now putting children's lives at risk.
Well, how dare this Jew speak out?
I know.
So, now, what I think is brave about this...
He's done. He'll never act.
Well, he's not a big name anyway.
Maybe him and Eric Clapton will hang out together.
But here's what I'd like to see. This is the thing I want to see. Let's see where his boy Adam Sandler stands on this. When he puts a new movie out, I don't care if it's on Netflix or whatever dumb thing he puts out. I like Adam Sandler.
I do too.
I hope to God he puts this son of a bitch in. Because you can do it. Because I that's if.
Oh, no, that was
You can
Steve
do it
Buscemi.
all night long.
Steve Buscemi had the full body cast.
That's great. But I'm just glad now I can watch UFC.
Yeah.
I have some movies
We can
I
watch
can
some
watch.
Robert Schneider.
I can watch some Rob
We can
Schneider
listen
films.
we can listen to Tears in Heaven.
Tears in Heaven, yeah. Eric Clapton. I can listen to Eric Clapton. And I can eat baguettes.
Cocaine. Oh, baguettes.
And I can eat baguettes.
Yes, we can. Because hundreds of thousands of people in France are protesting
Yes.
vaccine passports.
Yes.
Now, I just have to ask one question to our audience.
Freedom
Especially you foreigners. How is it you're letting the French be tough? Like, the French is known for white flags. I mean, they literally let Hitler walk right into France and take it.
Mm-hmm.
And only like 4 people stood up, and one was like a 14-year-old girl when you go read history. You ever read that story about the 14-year-old girl who ran the resistance?
Viva resistance.
Yeah, viva.
Whenever you hear a sound,
I mean,
I'll
I
make
can't...
a sound of a drying giraffe. Mwah. Mwah. That's what they got that from.
Hey, first off, if you're going to start quoting movies like that,
South Park.
Listen, Team America, when he's like, listen, if you get in trouble, flap your arms like this. And the dude's in the back of the Jeep, flapping his arms.
You know,
And they're going, look at this guy. What's he doing? Waving at us.
I love every one of their movies, and those 2 dickheads probably don't even talk. Wouldn't even talk. They spit on me.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Who cares? So, the French are standing out more than the Australians.
Oh, boy, by far.
And like, I
Really?
don't know.
The Belgians did a little standing up. They've done that in the wars too, but they got mowed down.
Yeah, at least you get mowed down. Like,
I'd rather be mowed down.
I'd rather be mowed down than a slave, man.
Yeah.
You know what this is? Flex seal. Flex tape.
Flex Dave. Oh, we got a real.
I tried it on my pool filter. Didn't work.
No, it don't.
News flash. Didn't work. I even put this flex putty on first, then a piece of flex tape. And it just
Mike could have told you that when
squirted out the top.
Mom had that. She got it when her pipe broke, and I was like, "This isn't gonna work."
Why
And it
would you
didn't.
not call me and have me come over and fix it.
Because I had Justin go over.
Oh, by the way, you know what we need? Your crew to go over and clean the deck at my mom's.
Okay.
Right? Spray it and repaint the porch.
Is that what
And
your dad's been telling me?
And yeah. Yeah.
Bop, bop, bop.
No.
One,
Dude,
two.
how mad did he get the other day when I banged him?
Well, listen. Okay, so
Hold
to
on.
set it.
And
Hold
you
on.
got to do the ramp. The ramp needs redone. So
Well,
please
she
do
needs-
it.
What,
she
just
needs-
clean
It needs
power
sprayed
wash
off
and restain.
and probably repainted. And if it needs new grip tape, put it on. Let me know what I owe you.
Okay. One.
Even though she lives there and doesn't.
Well, he always tells me when we go out for breakfast on Sundays. 1, 2, and I'll be like, trees. And like, I'm not trying to be a jerk.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about.
Hey, doesn't he remind you? No offense to my father, because I love you,
He's not listening.
Joe Biden.
Aw.
When my
Oh, he's
dad,
smarter than Joe
listen,
Biden.
hold on. So my dad had a stroke. So for you guys that are listening, but when he's trying to get something out, because mentally he's there, he can do puzzles, he can write. He's not like in his brain. It's there. He just can't say it.
Yeah.
So when he's trying to get something out to me, and like next time you're watching a Biden speech and he stares off like to the right, trying to figure out what to say because he can't understand. He doesn't understand what's going on in his brain. That's what my dad does, and he had a massive stroke.
Oh, massive stroke.
Yeah.
And he can explain
Oh,
if you
Not
guess.
a Nazi stroke, massive stroke.
sorry,
If you
Dad.
guess what he says. Like when he
Yeah,
wants to
he
say,
gets happy.
he looks right at your face and says,
Yep.
"Yep," and
Yep.
he knows
Yeah.
exactly.
He knows what he wants to say.
Yes, he just can't
Yeah,
say
he
it.
just can't.
And that,
The words don't come out.
Right.
Well, one, to address that your thing with him is, I had somebody, I said, Mom, you want it power washed? Ask your son, does he have one? We'll do it. We'll get it done. Oh, I don't know if it's powerful enough. Like, ask Justin. He can get he has company
Yeah,
ones,
send
right?
them over.
And then I said,
send Bill over.
Oh.
Let's not detonate people.
Bill. That's like that's a Gennaro name.
I'm joking.
Bill.
And then
Okay, we got the Heroes of the Week.
Here's the week. We'll get that done. I'll get it done.
no,
for now.
I wanted to tell you what Dad said about you.
Oh, about me?
Yeah. I
Son of
looked
a
at
gun.
him. So we all went out to eat yesterday. It was my mom's birthday. Our mom's
Is he mad
birthday.
at me?
I said, now
Back him
Dad.
into the door.
So my brother's pushed him in the wheelchair into the door, and he's like, I don't know if this is will fit. Bang, bang, bang
No,
to the door like 3
I hit him.
times.
I got one time.
Oh,
I
is it?
pulled him back and turned him around because that way I could see the wheels through the door.
Okay. Well, anyhow.
He
Yep.
freaked.
My dad.
dude. He screamed at Aunt Mary. He screamed at everybody.
I told him to settle down. When I looked at him when we got home, I said, now what was your problem? Why were you so angry? You need to calm down. And he's like, bah, bah, bah. I said, we didn't know it wasn't going to fit through the doorway.
I thought I was gonna squeeze it
you
through.
know, we thought you could squeeze through. Well, I was like, all we did was open another door, man. Calm down. I said, was it because Brad drives like a woman? He goes, yeah! So,
I do. I drive safely.
Not to be like your dad. I've known him for my whole life.
Yeah, right.
oh, really?
Oh, excellent. I mean, we are cousins.
He has laughed. I've made him laugh more in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And he smiles more at me.
He's lightened up a lot, dude. Like, listen. So he wears shorts now.
Yeah.
We could have had like the sun on the face of the earth in Pennsylvania. It could have been 114 degrees. And I had never seen him wear pants when I was a kid.
Short.
Or
Shorts, yeah.
Couple things I'm gonna say about my dad. One, here's what my dad taught me: never ever get a perm. Because he had a Rod Stewart perm in the '80s. I love you, Dad.
I tried to get him to get it.
Never get a perm.
Hey, my old man had a perm.
Yeah. Number two, never wear one of them generic mesh jerseys.
Oh,
And you had one. I used to wear it. Number three, never cut an old pair of baseball pants off and wear them in shorts.
well, you just said he never wore shorts.
But he had park furniture, white shorts with red pinstripes.
Oh,
I can remember. I can only tell you once or twice I ever seen him wear them.
There's a picture of him though.
Yeah.
That's the crop cut mesh jersey.
That's
It's a crop cut
He
mesh
had a
jersey
Doug
with the
Flutie
perm.
jersey. Like that crop cut Doug, like the belly.
Yeah.
Is it purple? I think it's a purple
I
mesh.
have that.
That jersey.
Yeah, it's like a BG jersey, I think.
Oh, Brad gets everything because he was the favorite.
You get
Yeah,
everything.
I was a favorite. Randy and Chris got to go to SeaWorld in Ohio. I stayed at home, helped Dad rip the porch off. You got to go all over the place with everybody.
With who?
As a matter of fact, I can remember I was in the Marine Corps. My mom told me a story. How?
If you even bring that
my
up.
little sister kicked my dad in Walmart. Kicked him! Kicked
Oh,
him!
how old was I?
Now, I'm going to tell you. If I had kicked my dad, his fist would have been through my face.
Okay, wait.
My mom was like, you'll never guess what Ashley did. Kicked your dad in Walmart. And guess what? Your dad didn't even get mad. Because she wanted something. Probably a Nintendo game or something.
No.
Nintendo Lego set.
First off, you're 7 years older than me at the best, and that put me at 10 years old at that time.
I'd have been 18. I left the house.
Then
at
I was
17.
11 years old.
So
I
yeah,
would've had
that makes
PlayStation.
sense. You'd have been naughty as age
No, I would have been
and kicked her.
No,
Kicked them.
Dad wouldn't go to Walmart. Dad never
No,
went
Dad
anywhere.
went places until they took smoking out of it.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a Walmart then.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, we
we
did.
had to go to State College.
No, we did.
No, there was a
Stop.
Walmart for a long time.
Okay.
Walmart's been around for a long time.
Walmart.
But hey, you
All
got.
right, so we got Heroes of the Week, the French,
We
who
got.
were actually resisting. We got Rob Schneider.
Well, we got.
You can do it!
You want me to
Beat
get
the shit out of him!
You want me to do my my QAnon report?
Let's do Q and then I'll
You can do
my
your
stuff.
fun stuff.
No, let's do Q. Because Q's too serious.
It's not. It's serious.
It's serious.
I got my Q report. Q report.
Q
report. Q report. Okay, I was listening to Tinfoil Hat. Okay. Well, we all know that the Q, the storyline is like JFK Jr. All right, is buddies with Trump. They're like they used to be buddies, pretty good friends.
No, he's dead now.
No, he's not. Ashley, you do not know nothing about Q. He faked his death. What was that? 99.
Yeah, it was just the anniversary.
And ever since then, him and Trump have been working together to. Ever since then, him and Trump have been working together to overthrow the deep state cabal. Okay, so right now, JFK Jr. is waiting for the next. Here's the background of the story. Like, Trump's coming back. Okay, when he comes back, he's gonna run for president, and then with
JFK Jr.
JFK Jr. is gonna be his VP, which I don't see how that.
First off, if that would happen, how freaking cool would that be?
Well, I'd be just like walking around punching people in the face all day long,
and I'd be like, and you know who would be the bad guys would be like everybody who would be like, that's not really JFK Jr. You know they were the ones who murdered.
I'd be definitely dropping people. Because it'd be like, there's no holds barred now. We're totally out of the
JFK.
I mean, he brings dude back from the dead. I mean, that'd be like him showing up with the woman from the car that the other Kennedy killed.
Yeah.
And she just like the woman from the lake. Here I come.
But here's like, could you imagine like hiding in seclusion for 2 decades,
30 years,
and then be coming out and be like, guess what? I'm running for VP.
Suck it.
No,
but how would you even argue it?
Listen. Why would you go VP? Why wasn't he the leader?
We gotta get some experience.
Okay, but anyway, that's the story. That's the Q story. I mean, I bought into it a while back. I was never
JFK Jr. being alive.
No, the Q stuff. Like the Q stuff's easy to get into because it's everything you want.
It's hope porn.
Yes.
It's like hope. It's hope.
Everybody's going to get arrested.
Yes.
And you know they should all be arrested.
But RFK Jr. was on a podcast with that Wakefield. Mm-hmm. You know, the Wakefield, the virologist doctor that was pushing the non-vaccines. And I heard this on Tinfoil Hat, and the woman that was on Tinfoil Hat, her name is Bailey the Rock and Roll Space Witch. Okay, that's her name. So that's makes it more legit.
Yeah. Well, anytime you I mean, what was dude from Guardian of the Galaxies? What was his nickname? No one remembered him by.
Oh my gosh!
Chris Pratt. Star-Lord. Star-Lord. Right.
He's like, who?
Who are you?
Star-Lord.
Yeah, Star-Lord.
But listen, it was a really good episode. She was really good. She was really informative of other things. But
thanks. Hear my dog in the back.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
But
it's okay. We have a new studio coming.
RFK Jr. and Wakefield were on this live stream on the internet, and she said,
"Wait, RFK Jr."
Yeah,
he come out?
Robert F. Kennedy.
Never mind. Okay.
The
all these Kennedys get confused.
But the RFK Jr. was with Wakefield, and she said she's done this numerous times. She put up posts saying like live chat, like she put like things they want to ask. Mm-hmm. She said I put up like touch your nose if JFK Jr. is alive. She said I watched for a little bit, nothing ever happened. So she posted it like 3 times, okay, and he looks right at the camera and touches his nose. Boom. Still alive.
All right, so listen. So if you were on the eastern seaboard today, you know, like we had a bunch of outages, and internet, like DSN.
That's why we came up with the kill switch thing, because that was the rumor that.
Right. Well, yeah, it was one of them. But like Amazon was down for a while. Like everything was down for a while over here. Now I saw a bunch of posts on Twitter. From the kill switch from McAfee,
yeah.
And I read the one that I read, and I couldn't find it because I should have screenshot it and I didn't. But it was like the last time there was this much internet interference was 2016.
You sent it to me
when Julian Assange. Did I send that to you? Was going to use the kill switch,
right?
I think it's when they took him into custody.
Correct.
So. And then, like, if you scrolled, like, you know, there was, like, multiple pictures, but one of them was a queue, and it was like, the rest are coming.
Yeah.
Be patient. Don't do any more January 6th stuff. Yeah. Stuff
Well,
like
this lady, this rock and roll witch or whatever, she's with us now. She don't think she's like, you got to do it yourself. This is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But she said that almost pulled her back in.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
Because he was like picking his nose.
No,
like
no.
this.
It wasn't like a scratch or like a. He looked at the camera, read the thing, and looked at the camera and went.
And he went, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees, and toes.
Wait, why did you touch your nose for
Yeah, why'd you touch your nose 3 times for knees?
Because
you're an idiot.
He's Mickey.
College education.
Hey,
Okay.
You're smarter than Gates, dude. That's my
joke.
my QAnon report.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll have to do that weekly.
The QAnon. If I have any reports, yeah.
We'll just find some stupid stuff that I can make up. First off, I always tell my wife that there's only 2 people smarter than me in this world.
Justin.
One, Einstein.
Justin.
Number 2,
Justin.
the dude in the wheelchair.
Stephen Hawking, for
Stephen
God's sake.
Hawking.
Both are dead.
My dad. I'll give my dad that.
Yeah, fuck.
So, Einstein, Stephen Hawking. Because let's face it, they just made stuff up that no one else could understand.
Yeah, they're wizards, dude.
Right. And me. Now, I will
Brad's the 3rd smartest man in the world.
I
Hang
will give young Chuck Norris the benefit of the doubt, because I think the only person smarter than Chuck Norris in his heyday was Stephen Hawking, and see what he did to him. Didn't you ever see that meme?
Yeah, I did. Now you say that. I didn't see where it was going, but now I saw.
All right.
He destroyed him, dude.
He put him in a wheelchair.
Yeah. You don't get it, actually?
I get it.
All right.
So bad.
My funny, because we're coming to an end.
This is a 2-week break.
My funny stories. I have 2 of them.
All right, yeah.
You know what? We'll hit the first one. I saw a tweet today. Or
That's
Instagram.
hilarious.
I guess it was an Instagram post. And I'm going to read it because I wrote it down verbatim.
Oh! Big word.
Snap. Quote, today's air quality in New York City was the worst in more than 14 years. The concentration of fire particulate matter, was 7 times worse than the WHO's healthy limit. And all I could think to myself was, thank God you guys are wearing masks.
Yeah, that way they don't breathe it in.
Yeah, you don't breathe it in. It doesn't even matter.
I have that. Could you not read, or could you not read your own handwriting? Why did you stumble on that? You're the 3rd smartest man.
I couldn't read my own handwriting. Well, I mean, if you read like Einstein stuff, like it's all chicken scratch.
Well, if you look at my stuff, it's chicken scratch. I'm
the
not
second smartest man
intelligent
was me, and I can't read.
Mm-hmm. My dog's about to get punched right in its face. I would never punch my dog, don't worry. So, my funny story of the week. I have to end. The Bezos trip to the space, I guess. Now, they did show pictures where they were outside the Earth.
I don't know, man. It was like not much higher than the dude that jumped from the...
No. They were outside the Earth. I saw the Earth ball in the background.
What?
Wait, it's not... Wait.
Whoa. Wait! Hold on. Let me get...
The Earth doesn't fly?
Get it up, dude.
Oh, okay. I thought we discovered it.
I saw the dome in the background.
Oh, well, I thought we finally...
So, first off, I got up to comment. His rocket looked like a wiener.
It did.
It looks like a wiener.
But wouldn't you, with billions of dollars, would you not, as a big
I
F
think
you
it
to
was
everybody?
a middle finger. Like a F you.
Nah, I'd do it a big win.
So,
I actually don't have one.
the second thing I had to point out in his thing, because I don't care that like he flew to space.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's cool. Hey, I mean, if I would have hit that $1 billion Powerball a couple years ago, I probably would have been on that sucker.
Oh, you bought a ticket?
Yeah, I bought a ticket.
What's that song? That song about the airplane? You buy one ticket, whatever. Good.
Is it? You think it's 2 tickets to paradise?
No,
2 tickets to
Paradise.
But that brings me in to the way he was dressed. All I can think of is Some people call me the space cowboy.
Meow,
Yeah. Some call me the gangster.
Oh, here it is.
Love.
Some people call me Maurice.
Woo! Woo!
I speak.
The politics of love.
He's a space cowboy, dude.
He had cowboy boots and that cowboy.
Well, that's not even a space cowboy. We should have
Nah.
said, boom, boom.
So, when you know, every kid, at least 20 years ago, grew up going, how cool would it be to, like, go to space, right?
Not me.
Yeah, that's because you're a nerd.
No, I don't
Well,
like
like,
that.
you didn't think, like, hey, how cool would it be? I mean, we grew up with aliens.
Yeah, but-
Aliens.
Yeah, I'd be like, this is cool. We finally find out the Earth's flat.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, like, well, I'm too fat to get into space because they ain't jamming me into that
I
pod.
couldn't even fly in a goddamn helicopter.
And I'm like,
Because it cost, I had to buy 3 tickets.
because you have to be, like, I always thought you had to be, like, peak physical condition to get into space.
Right.
And then I look at his crew, and I'm like, there's Tech Nerd, there's Bezos, there's another nerd,
Well, what's the...
and there's like an 80-year-old woman.
There was a 12-year-old kid or something too, right?
No, it was 4 people.
So where was the 18-year-old kid that got to go up?
He was like a tech nerd.
Oh, okay.
What's the kid from...
He was probably a Bitcoin nerd.
And then his dad had money.
No.
What's the kid from...
Hey, tell me you wouldn't want to slap the taste out of that dude's mouth when you went to school with him, if you went to school with him. His dad had money and sent him into space. You know he's going to college next year like, I was in space with Jeff Bezos. And you'd be like, dude, I'm going to tell you what. You come to this frat party
You know what I did to him?
with the
Hey, you're on Earth. You're
with
on Earth
the-
now.
Hey, with the Lambert variant, I'm going to punch your face in.
You know what I do to him? I'd hold him down to a chair, and I'd waterboard that son of a bitch to find out. if
Yeah.
he was flat.
Yeah. With Dick Cheney. Me, Dick Cheney, be waterboarding that dude.
I'd waterboard that son of a bitch and be like, is there flat?
Say it's flat.
Say it's flat. And I'd
Hold
dump
on.
water in his mouth.
So here's a tip.
Over
Here's
and
a
over
tip
again.
for all my waterboarding friends out there. I learned this from a special forces friend. He said, what you got to do if you waterboard somebody, you got to get water from the local river or stream. That way, when they dump the body and it's full, then his lungs are full of water.
Until you drown.
It looks like he drowned. He just dumped him in the water.
I mean, I'm not special forces,
I'm
but
not saying this came from anybody with experience, but I'm saying that it was just a tip that he gave me.
as somebody who watches enough true crime,
Okay.
I learned
So-
that long ago. That's it.
Hey, I like the true crime shows. You know, you got like I sit at home going, oh man, that's so stupid. Why would you do it that way?
Why did you not wear gloves?
One hair? Why wouldn't you shave your entire body? Okay, so
Every episode now is just
look like a wiener.
giant piles of semen.
Yeah. Look like a wiener.
Justin's crime scene.
Hey, look like a weenie.
Yeah. Hey, we should
Dressed like a cowboy.
Yeah, we should have played Space Cowboy, not Joker. There's a whole song called Space Cowboy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Did you ever see that movie?
What?
Space Cowboys?
No.
That's a good movie.
So
Space
yeah,
Cowboys.
isn't that what's his name from Home Improvement?
No, you're thinking of Galaxy Quest
Oh,
with
yeah.
Tim Allen.
Space
No,
Cowboys, like the old dudes?
yeah, it's
Yeah, it has the 4 old dudes to go into space. So anyway,
It's like, what's his name?
Clint Eastwood.
Like
Yeah.
every new movie, like every movie in the last 20 years is like, every person over 50 is like, you gotta see this.
yeah,
Clint
okay.
Eastwood's in it. It's an elderly man taking on the world.
I still say he stole my freaking when he did that movie, The Mule. I've been saying for 20 years, that's how you deal drugs.
What? Write a terrible movie?
No,
That's terrible.
no. You have like an 80-year-old dude,
Well, spoiler alert.
half on his deathbed, driving a freaking Toyota, freaking
Whatever. Truck.
Corolla.
Yeah.
With like University of Penn State sticker, my proud graduate of University of Penn State sticker.
Well, that's
You know what he
drug
did?
dealer.
You drive on the because you know like you always hear like major drug bust on the interstate today. 2 hoodlums were swerving in and out of traffic. Yeah, if some 80-year-old dude's driving it, they ain't pulling him over.
Dude, could you imagine
He
Pat trying
drives the
to?
speed limit. No, Pap drove it. They'd pull him over because they'd be like, 80-year-old man backs into a car on the
Smashes
interstate.
6 signs.
Yeah.
Does
So
he
you gotta
even
have
smell
some
whiskey?
dude. Yeah, he's going for potatoes.
You know what Clint Eastwood did? He wrote a movie that was poorly written that he had 2 3-ways in with young girls. That's what he did.
Is that happening in that movie?
Yes, that's the whole movie. The whole movie is poorly written. He's a florist.
I'm just saying he stole
has
my
2
idea.
He was like every old man's dream.
I'm just saying he
clip
stole my
flowers
idea
all day. He'd have 3 sons.
because he freaking. If you took that dude like Penn State University of Nursing sticker on the back, he drove the speed limit. They ain't pulling that dude over.
Yeah,
You pull in. So if I'm like the head of the drug cartel, I have a matching Toyota Corolla sitting in the parking lot of a rest stop. So here he comes, pulls in, he goes in and pees. He comes out and gets in the other one, pulls out. Then if he gets pulled over, there ain't no drugs in there. The drug dealer comes and picks up the other one. This is smart.
What about license plates?
I don't know, man.
No one gets that close.
Listen.
No, you know what you do with license plates? You do personalized plates of one I, one I, one I, one I, one I.
You know
and then the other one you do I, one I, one I, one I,
You know what's
one.
really smart? When you're 80, you write a movie where you roll around half naked with 2 20-year-old women
I wouldn't.
for 3 scenes. That is genius.
So,
Okay,
where's
so
your
anyway.
script?
Here's your script. I'm
All
going
right.
3 ways.
So, my last question on the Bezos space thing. So, like I said a little bit ago, I was always under the impression you had to be in peak physical condition to leave Earth's atmosphere, float around, and come back. Right? I mean, NASA denied me 3 times that I couldn't be an astronaut because I'm not in peak physical condition.
Well, look at you.
I know.
Why? Did you really try?
Once.
Well, then how they deny you 3 times, Brad?
It's
the lies.
Hey, it's art.
The lies are stacking up.
It's art.
The lies are stacking up.
Yeah.
So anyway, that tells me this shit ain't real.
Well, they let John Glenn up there at 77, dude.
I know. That's what I'm saying. And he went to the International Space Station, I think, at 77. He docked with the space station. So,
Yeah. He was
or was it
77.
Neil Armstrong?
No,
Was it
it was
Glenn?
Glenn.
And then he went to Antarctica. And he
Are you
died.
sure that wasn't Buzz Aldrin?
Oh, man.
No, because when Brad sent that to me, I said, "Who's the oldest bro in space?" And I'm pretty sure it was.
Okay, so I emailed my local alien professional.
Yeah.
Oh, is that our buddy?
Yeah, he was on. He was on with us.
Yeah.
Jim.
Your replacement.
So, of course, because he's down to earth and he doesn't think like I do. Like, how does a 8-ounce Falcon take off with a 14-pound Fox if gravity holds everybody to the earth? But whatever. He claims it's like it works harder. So, anyway. He's like, well, the G's in the old spacecrafts would have been heavier and it would have been harder because of older, technology. But then I think to myself, like, well, why aren't we using the old Challenger space shuttle? Like, we would shoot that up. Like, why is Jeff Bezos and Tesla and Virgin Air all coming up with these new designs? Right. We know that thing went to the moon and came back. Why not just use that the same design, but just make it better? Like, let's make sure this little block doesn't fall off so it doesn't blow up. Isn't it weird, too, like, first time they send civilians into space, it blows up and kills them all.
Well, then they have, if you get into the deep conspiracy about it, like, there's all these counterparts that have, like, the exact same name and look identical to them.
Yeah. Like, I mean, hey, we're gonna send this teacher into outer space. She probably got up there and was like, why does the Earth look like a dome and like a snow globe? Hey, let's knock that heat shield off there and blow them up on the way in a re-entry.
No, they blew up.
10-4.
They blew it on exit, bro.
Yeah.
They never even made it out.
Yeah, who was the ones that blew up on re-entry?
That wasn't too long ago. No.
I don't know. No, that was recent.
That was probably like 10, 15 years ago.
I know we watched the Challenger that blew up.
Yeah, 80,
when I was in
in
elementary school, we sat in the gym and they wheeled like the cart with the TV on it.
It exploded in the middle.
And like next thing you know, the teacher was like, "Turn around, don't look."
So, well,
and Brad's like, "Why?"
It already blew
sparkling.
It already blew up.
Yeah,
it's over.
It was Glenn, and it was in '98. He went up into space, but now he
did he go to the International Space Station?
It just said he went up with Discovery.
There was no International Space Station.
You know,
Who went to the International Space Station recently?
I don't know, but now Wally Funk is the oldest.
And he was probably like, Wally,
He's
funk
like,
you up.
Yeah,
Wally, funk you up.
Yeah. I'm gonna funk you
Oh,
up.
well, Wally
funk you up.
Wally Funk's a girl.
Okay. Wally Funk's a girl.
Wally Funk became the oldest person to fly to space 60 years after she was denied the opportunity. She
became a man and went in secret. And then when they got up there, she was like, I'm a girl.
And she started breastfeeding a little child.
Mm-hmm.
But no, she went up with Bezos. That's why she was.
I'm talking about
that lady?
Yeah, she's the
Yeah,
oldest.
but I thought someone went to the International Space Station, but whatever.
I don't think 98 there was an International Space Station yet. But anyway,
No, I think there is.
we're about what time are we at? We're about ready to wrap.
It's time to be done.
Let's start running through our stuff here. We got Instagram. This Week in Conspiracy on Instagram. Follow us. DM us. We're follow back girls, man. We'll follow you back. So Instagram, and then we got our email is This Week in Conspiracy on Gmail at Gmail.
Jesus.
Oh, shut up, Ashley. Everybody knows now. And do our Twitter then, smartass.
_conspiracy.
And then we got
Parlor.
Parlor is This Week in Conspiracy on Parlor.
Getter.
Getter is This Week in Con.
Perfect.
It's great. That's all they let me put in. And then we have
YouTube.
For
now.
We have This Week in Conspiracy. We have 9 episodes. Well, 8. They took the 9th one down. We are going to be up on Rumble next. I'm going to put it up this week here, I think. So we're going to have Rumble up. We'll start putting all our episodes on Rumble. If you're listening to this, I don't think you care. But is there anything else you guys want to put out there? I don't think we're on Facebook. We did Facebook, right? This Week in Conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
So
what's the underscore one? Did we do that?
Twitter.
She did Twitter.
_conspiracy. I already shot it out.
I think we nailed everything. I mean, that was a long episode. We took 2
We had to
weeks.
catch up.
We catched up 2 weeks.
Catched up.
Catching up. It's
All
like
right.
the joke goes like, my mind always goes to jokes, so it's like that stupid line from Pulp Fiction was like, Mama and Tomato are walking with a baby tomato, and she smashed the baby and
Catch
up. So, she's staring at me like she's an idiot. She's
Hey,
like,
one more thing. That's the second smartest dude in the world right there. Thanks for tuning in. And listen, next week, you just make sure you tune in. Keep. I knew we threw some older episodes out there that we had canned because we were away and we got vacation. But like, hang in there with us. Like, we're getting better.
Sounds a lot better.
It does. You can tell.
You
when
can tell
listen to
between
our
Money and
old
this
canned
one.
episodes.
Well, that's because Justin brings the heat. These ones now, because he's screaming.
And we're gonna be
from the
working.
bunker.
We're gonna be working on like a studio.
Yeah, we're starting to set
We
up
got
a
some studio and play, and
so we're going to get better sound equipment and everything. So hopefully we start getting better. Maybe we'll do some video and everything. But
I know you all want to see our pretty faces,
yeah, yep.
especially you people in Russia, Australia, Britain,
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
But
I want a China listener,
That's
like a.
they're
like
not
a-
allowed.
Well, they sneak it.
We're not going to know.
I want a Cuba listener. They're free down there. Communism's great. They should be able to listen to our show.
all right. And with that,
Hey, have a good week. Remember, support your small businesses, and like always, God bless and peace.